do think it has been very instrumental in developing building blocks to change the culture, and I'll explain why. Like a lot of hospitals, Emory has a long and rich history of not telling our own story very well. And I believe Emory Healthcare is doing so much good, so much cutting edge, that until we tell our story, the public and potential investors really have no idea. So I have found it to be critical in building relationships, telling our stories, me building one-on-one relationships, community leaders, business leaders, having better knowledge and a ability to talk about Emory more clearly. So I think it's been very important to build that culture that way. The feedback has been absolutely and 1,000% positive. The neat thing that I get time after time after time, and we sort of position it this way, is that we're going to give you the opportunity to look behind the screen, to be in the OR, to talk with the chairman of surgery, and things, to do things, to see things that the public just doesn't have access to. So it has been a resounding success. We've wowed, simply wowed everybody who's gone through the program. So just the word of mouth is expanding, and again, people who had never come to Emory before, people who didn't know what our mission, vision, values, opportunities for investment were, now they know. I vaguely remember resistance, and there was the oh woe's me HIPAA anxiety, which we easily addressed. There was the I'm not too sure about this. This is really out of the box. Others had more anxiety. I just saw nothing but an upside. So yeah, there was a little resistance or uncertainty or anxiety, but quickly overcome, I think. So any change will provoke some resistance or pushback from some people some of the time. But I think the important element is to get the physician leadership, the nursing leadership, and the administrative leadership to understand what we're doing, why we're doing it, the value to tell our story, and then the light bulbs will begin to go off, and the dots will be connected, and people will jump on. Well, I look at the development office as this is another tool in their tool chest. This is another way for the development office to make those contacts. You guys, the development office, sort of look to us to tell the story, to set it up, and it's a partnership, it's a team where development officers and hospital leadership sort of come together. So it's a different way of getting to the ask, and at the end of the day, it's about getting the people interested and asking the question, making the big ask to provide investment. Part of my job is to provide the best in science and the best in service, and to provide that leadership, and to provide that best in service sometimes requires a lot of money, whether it's a new building or a new program or new technology. And part of my job is to help bring that investment into the hospital. So I'm part cheerleader, part coach. Whatever it takes to get my story out, to get people to invest in this hospital is my job. I look at what we're doing as a big academic medical center and what community hospitals do. And frequently, community hospitals have it all over us. Um, and sometimes community hospitals or children's hospitals have a really well-oiled machine, which is what they're supposed to do. And we're beginning to try to do that a little bit more. So this is a nice vehicle for me to be able to go to my Rotary Club and all my contacts in the Rotary Club, invite them into my hospital and let them see behind the curtain, behind the scenes of the hospital. So it's a good thing. I'm not comfortable in making the ask. I am comfortable in telling the story, and that's why it sort of goes back to the team. I do some things well and do some things poorly. In development officers, same thing. So, our docs are the same way, and we need to build on that physician, that grateful patient, that physician-patient relationship without having to put the physician in an awkward position of saying, help support me. He just needs to help make the contact, introduce us, so we can tell our story. It's a fun time. I enjoy it because it's the wow factor. I get to tell a story. I get to do the fun stuff of introducing the day, sort of setting it up, and closing the day out by getting feedback, and just hearing all of those great compliments. So it's a very positive. It has been a very positive event for me. In fact, we've got one coming up in the very near future, maybe Thursday. Looking forward to it because it's sort of an interesting group. And I meet new contacts in business and the community, and that's my opportunity to give my business card, my private cell number, and that leaves a lasting impact as well. They walk out of here knowing that they have contacts and that they can call us anytime, and we will open up the doors and get them anything that their families and friends need in a moment's notice. So it is nothing but a huge positive. And it's that connectedness that keeps those who may want to invest in us close to us. It's the relationship building that it takes work.